dear all, now we are going to have such an agenda, the following agenda. In a few minutes, our secret speaker is about to deliver his or her speech. It's still a secret who's a secret speaker now. Then the contestants are leaving. The contestants who are here in Kyiv in Medak, they're leaving and sitting over there and preparing for their speeches, for their evaluation speeches for 5 minutes. And the same is online. Then our diligent sergeant at arms, who is in Kyiv, it's Yaroslav Chudayev, entertains our contestants outside and invites one by one. I will announce everyone. And our another diligent online sergeant at arms, Lesya Yurchichin, helps you, dear contestants, hide into another room, breakout room. And then we are inviting them one by one. And at the end, we're having about 10 minutes for counting and talking to our participants. So having said all of that, I would like to ask the chief judge, are all ballots collected? Do you have all the ballots from all the judges? Almost all, okay. Except one, it's not me, for sure. It's not me. Maybe lucky you are, dear contestants, or maybe not. All right. I think we shall start our evaluation contest. Are you ready for it? We're having, and yeah, our participants are a bit too tired, but I hope you still have energy to start, especially the first contestant. All right, let me remind you the order of contestants. The first one is Yura Boychuk. The second is Sergei Radchenko from online. The third one is also online, Irina Strelets. The fourth one, Dek Klasky, is also online. The fifth one is Vitaly Rulov from here. The sixth one is also online, Maria Kucher. The seventh, Victoria Baluk here. And the eighth, Vera Oleneva, also here. We're going to have 3 online contestants in the row. And guys, introducing you, 3 of you, I'm going to be without microphone. So I will approach the computer closer for you online guys to hear me better. And now, in the high time for us to have our secret speaker unveiled, herself or himself. And it is a member of one Toastmasters club. Which one? Who knows? Why do you think so? It's not me. It's not me. It's Sandra, yes, but that's not the reason why is it Dnipro Hills member. Yes, indeed, it is Dnipro Hills member, Konstantin Zolotukhin. So, dear contestants, listen carefully. Dear everyone, dear all, listen carefully. Konstantin Zolotukhin, technology and generation gap. Technology and generation gap, Konstantin Zolotukhin.
Do you remember this children's competition that kids often do in kindergarten? Saying, my father is stronger than you. No, my father is stronger than you. My father can lift 100 kilograms. Well, now I have a suggestion for how to update that competition. How about we say what our fathers can do with technology, assuming age-wise they are like over 60, over 70. Well, my dad can send Google Maps geolocation. Can your father do that? To be fair, my father's journey with technology wasn't that smooth. In the beginning, he was struggling with things like email to send and reply. Slowly, he got used with that. He learned how to use social media, etc. My mom is also okay with social media, and in general, her day starts with reading news on her smartphone and having a cup of coffee. I obviously help them. I explain them some things, how it works. But sometimes there was a bit of ageism from my part, that is discrimination by age. Like recently they asked me, oh, can you please install and explain to us what podcasts are? And I replied, hey, you got radio in the kitchen. Why do you need them? I'm afraid that karma police might catch up with me. I have a 7-year-old son, and every evening we communicate via video messages. He's quite good with these technologies already. He can twist the camera. He can show me what's in his room, his toys. He can zoom in, zoom out. He can place his phone and step away and show me something with his body, like do a dance. And now imagine in 20, 30 years, the technologies would go far ahead. Of course, him being 7 and already seeing his father on the smartphone, he would be with them with these technologies. I would probably drift apart a bit in the future. And yeah, one day I might hear something said to me, hey, Dad, why do you need these ultrasound speakers? You got your podcast. So we can say that technologies and understanding of technology and generation gap, they are interrelated. So the more older generation knows the modern technology, the gap gets narrower, and vice versa. And also when older generation learns the technologies, geographical boundaries can get erased. I'll give you an interesting example. Recently, I found out that I have a relative. She's over 70 years old. She lives in Uzbekistan, and we met on Facebook. And we nicely communicate with each other. We chat. She puts likes to my posts, writes some comments. So if not for her mastering that technology, we wouldn't even know about the existence of each other. And also, I give you example for the contrary. When all the generation doesn't learn technology, that causes a bit of turbulence in communication. My auntie, she still hasn't mastered the application Ukrzaliznytsia. So whenever she needs a train ticket, she asks me to buy one. It's not that much of a deal, but what if there are no tickets on that date, and which seats to choose, window or aisle, how then to pass the money? A little bit of uncomfort in communication. But of course, I will do it for her next time because she's my auntie, and I will encourage her to learn that. In summary, be nice, be noble, be gentle to the older generations in your family. Teach them, explain them, install them these technologies that they are interested in. Because one day you might hear a phrase you might say to your children in the future. Hey, I'm trying to book this trip to the dark side of the moon, but I can't reserve the tickets. Can you help me, please? Thank you.
Well, thanks for giving a hand to Konstantin. You have guessed, it's definitely the Dnipro Hills member. However, now we are having, let's just wait a little bit. Thank you very much. Hope everyone has heard online and offline this speech very well, especially our evaluators. So now we are going to transfer our contestants here in Kyiv outside, but not outside of these premises, but also to that very corridor, and to have 5 minutes. Or, not since then. I will announce the time, the point since which we are going to have that 5 minutes. And now we are transferring our contestants online to concentrate as soon as everyone is there, we start that 5 minutes track.
Maria.
Okay. Please, dear Zoom masters, tell me. Tell me when you transfer them. And after we transfer, we are going to have a short interview with our speaker again. So Konstantin is going to speak again. Probably some of you have read his answers to the questions, as we usually have to every newcomer, new member of our club. However, you haven't seen them, probably missed, or you haven't inquired everything interesting you might be interested. So we will have it now. No. Have we everyone transferred online? Thank you very much. So now we are going to have 5 minutes, dear timer, online and here in Kyiv. We are now going to have 5 minutes officially for our participants to prepare. Are all the participants in Kyiv in that room? So they're over there. And 5 minutes. So let's start the track. And Konstantin, please come here again. Let's have rolling. You have joined Dnipro Hills, not for everyone to hear us from the microphone. I will sit closer. You have joined Dnipro Hills not much long time ago, and you might remember your first impression of the club, of the Toastmasters clubs in general, not only Dnipro Hills. What was it?
Impressions. Well, interesting people, interesting speeches. So all in all, very valuable.
Was it different from what you have heard and what you have seen before? At least someone of us had seen some speeches, someone delivering something from the stage. Was it different from what you've seen before?
Well, to be honest, I haven't seen much, only maybe like TEDx talks. Yeah, that's something that's different, although still not that far. And then, eventually I learned that there are different clubs, and all clubs have different peculiarities. So I would say I got what I expected.
All right. And
our maybe geographical peculiarity that I think Toastmasters, usually I would imagine Toastmasters being something more commercial, but I see through the lens of publicly political, let's say, spectrum. That's what I see the need No.
And by the way, talking about the first impressions, I remember when I first came to Toastmasters, and at my very first meeting, I found really funny the role of a counter, because I have never seen before the person who counts all your R's, S's, and so and the necessary words and so on. What role have impressed you the most?
Rest.
Or what roles have impressed you the most?
Probably, well, in terms of impression, yeah, this art counter, it's, yeah, bit, I would agree with you. That's a bit because, yeah, timer is logical, technical, grammarian, very valuable when it's a foreign language, like English is for us. Maybe a bit also on and off in Ukrainian language clubs. I don't know. So that might be a bit unusual.
All right. You delivered your first speech not long after you have joined. Is it hard for you to create a speech?
Probably not. Usually it takes me a couple of days to write the.
Just a couple of days?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's very, very interesting, and you know, like this is the process of creation. When you create something, you kind of then you a little bit start to understand what probably the authors, the script writers go through. So that's a really good feeling of a creator, and so you're not just someone who's just watching something like on Netflix, you know, just. So you're not a consumer, but you are a creator. Okay,
the last question, because I've seen a red card. You were talking about you. You were talking about your son, talking to you, and about you talking to your parents and helping them. Do you know that many younger people, the younger generation, they cannot read those clocks that are without numbers? Can you read it?
Oh, I have no idea.
And now we are ready for our first contestant to participate, and others are out of the premises. To invite everyone out. So they are. Okay. So let us start. Yura Boychuk. Yura Boychuk.
Where is Kostya? Oh, there. Thank you, Kostya, for sharing this story of technological and generation gap. I really like that you inserted some personal examples from your life into this story. You had at least 2 or 3 stories from your personal experience. And what I also underline is the strengths. You try to play different characters, you, your son, your relative, and that is why you use the stage. It is a very good example that you really use the stage, these here, and there, and your gestures, they were so vivid, they were so bright, and excellent. Good comment of English. I could understand every and each word. but there are also some room for improvement. I think it's a vocal variety. You should use your voice, just make some stronger points, especially when you want to underline the contrary points. For instance, like on the contrary, just to underline, emphasize it stronger. And you should use pauses as well. You used one, especially when you started your speech with the question. I don't know whether it was okay not to wait for the answer. It was like in a plot, but you didn't wait for the answer. I mean, you started and you didn't wait. Maybe you should wait a little bit. So my recommendation is to make pauses, underline contrary points with the voice. You use gestures to underline these contrary points, but I would recommend to use the voice. And to make a stronger conclusion, because you just conclude that be noble, be gentle, try to teach. But what about learning yourself? Maybe you should be learning. What we are doing here, we're learning step by step. Maybe you should conclude. Come on, guys, also learn, just grasp new technologies, master them. So for your children not to tell you how to do. And what about your conclusion? I really like it. As far as it will be noble, be gentle, try to teach. I would add this thing, also learn. And looking forward for your future speeches. I hope they will be full of vocal variety and poses. Thank you. Sorry, microphone.
It's okay. Thank you very much, Yuri. 1 minute of silence for our judges to make their choice.